Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Stefan with Intrigue. We are a regional digital marketing agency. Today's topic is online marketing explained by a baby boomer. I graduated from business school with a degree in marketing in 1982. So the question is, with the advent of high-speed internet, what has really changed in marketing? Nothing. Well, actually, that is not entirely true. A few things have indeed changed. But let me talk first about what has not changed since 1982 and prior to that. If you look at Homo sapiens, we are about 60,000 years old, and our thinking, the way our brain functions, has certainly been influenced by evolution, and this evolution doesn't happen within 10 years. So the way we think, our thinking patterns, our psychology as human beings has not changed in the last 10 years. One thing is, for instance, decision making, buying decisions in particular that are relevant to marketers. People make buying decisions emotionally. They eventually make a justification. They have a rational decision how to make the decision, but it's an emotional decision. The other one is, people like to deal with people they like, walk in the same shoes. That is something that has not changed whatsoever. How we think, our thinking patterns. I'll give you an example. Everybody hates to be sold. Right? No, I'm just browsing. People hate to be sold, but people love to buy. And that also has not changed. Well, another thing that hasn't changed, word of mouth is the best marketing. We hear this all the time when we talk to potential customers. Oh yeah, word of mouth is my best marketing. Absolutely correct. We can see studies by Nielsen Market Institute. Word of mouth is the best. It's absolutely the best. But how about if you have a megaphone for your word of mouth? And these megaphones are social media, Yelp, Google reviews, to name a few. So word of mouth, but with a megaphone. So good old word of mouth, it has dramatically changed. And that leads me into other changes. Measurability. Here we go. There's the good old saying, a marketer was asked, how is your marketing working? He said, well, I'm spending $100,000 a year, and I know for sure 50,000 is a waste, half is waste. If I only knew which half is the waste. Today, that would be an excuse, because you should be able to track your campaigns exactly. And you can really measure everything you do in your digital marketing. It's also transparency, right? We have transparency. And tools like Google Analytics come to mind, which give you that clarity, how your marketing is working, what's not working, and how can I adjust it to make it work even better. So also, relevancy has improved. Clearly, just for an example, you put a billboard out there on the highway and you advertise for tampons, a product that only a quarter of the population needs, only once a month. So clearly it's not relevant to a very large audience that just drives by that billboard. So relevancy to an audience is key, and you can really, with online marketing tools, create that relevance. So how does this all work? We can talk about two concepts here in digital marketing. One is called inbound marketing, one is called outbound marketing. Inbound marketing, and again, here's something that's, you remember this yellow book here? Have you heard the term SEO? Do you think that SEO, search engine optimization, is something with the internet or so? No. But let's check SEO here. I'm looking for plumber. Plumber. Plumbing. That's search engine optimization, right? This is your search engine, and the plumber has optimized his name, which sounds funny, but it works well because he's on top of the yellow pages if you need to find him. So this is SEO, search engine optimization. In the modern world, obviously, it works with Google and other search engines, but Google is really the relevant one. And they're tricky. I mean, they change their algorithms 500 times a year, so nobody can crack their code, even if some people think they could. So search engine optimization is all about having a relevant content online, whether it's your website or whether it's blogging. That's another way of attracting people inbound. So have this relevant content, and the search engines, they recognize this content and rank them high. If you are a little bit less patient, because it takes time for something to rank high, you can pay for it. This is the paid searches, also a way of inbound marketing. So you create that relevant content, let's say furnace repair in Oakville. And this content is part of your digital assets. People Google for it. Voila, you come up on top because you created that relevant content for people who come inbound, who look for what you're providing. Social post is another example for creating this content that helps you to get inbound leads. So now let's look at the other side of the coin, which is the outbound. Outbound, that is very much on the traditional side, outbound marketing. Think of the billboards I've mentioned, think of radio ads. Intrigue, we do radio ads and they really work. So we go out into the community, talk about our company on the radio, doing radio ads. There's several different tools, of course, also online available to do outbound marketing. Something could be display ads you're placing online. There is other ways you can have, let's say within YouTube, you have seen ads that play up at the beginning of a YouTube clip. That is all outbound marketing, so you reach out to a certain audience. So, speaking of audience, here's also a novelty that we didn't have in 82 when I graduated, was the concept of a cold and a warm audience. If you look at a cold audience, this is typically your outbound, right? It goes somewhere, but you want to create that warm audience and target that warm audience, right? I mean, targeting, this is how that works, right? So you target your audience. Yep, that's probably why I'm not drafted to the Raptors. Go Raptors, go. So you want to create this warm audience and then really precisely target it. So how am I doing that? Right? So you can, I want to give an example which you have experienced yourself. The other day, my wife and I looked for new furniture for dining room chairs, looked at various websites, and ta-ta, half an hour later, on my phone, I saw an ad for furniture, for dining room chairs. How is that possible? It's not magic. It's the magic of IP address, but that's not the key here. The key really is here that you have a warm audience. So your marketer knows that Stefan and Pia Wiesen are looking for dining room chairs. They are warm to a purchase, so you market specifically to your warm audience. There are many ways of doing it. You can then use, people go on your website and they have a Facebook page, and magically your chairs show up in people's Facebook pages. And then potentially, they fill in a form for wanting more information, and then you have them in the loop. You can engage and re-engage with them, and do it carefully, do it tastefully. You don't want to turn people off with bombarding them. Remember, the old principle that hasn't changed. People don't want to be sold, but they love to buy, and eventually if they can make a good decision on their purchasing, they find your ads valuable because you guided them to the right vendor for what they need, because you have a relevant product for that audience. So the other thing I wanted to mention today, which is another myth on marketing, used to be expensive. Remember, TV ads, millions and millions, and still look at the Super Bowl, people spend millions on advertising. So the myth today is, online marketing is cheap, right? Aunt Nellie's niece's sister's best friend. She is on her phone all the time. She's blogging, she's doing emails, she's doing social media. Aunt Nellie's sister's niece is not your right marketing partner. It is a very, very professional endeavor to make work what works for you. To give you that example on a marketing campaign, when you want to link together, how are you feeding your warm audience? That is a science. I give you an example here. This is actually a marketing campaign we do, how we convert through lead generation a cold audience into a warm audience and continue engaging with that warm audience and bring that warm audience right to the point of purchase, to the buying decision. I guarantee you Aunt Nellie's nieces, sisters, cousin, whoever it is, cannot do that. That is a professional job. Similar with websites. You can certainly buy a website for $500 and Aunt Nellie's, I guess you get the drift, can do the website for you. And one component of a website is that SEO. I talked about making that website rank high without you paying for marketing and advertising. These are the issues we have to look at for SEO. I'm glad I have only 2 minutes left because I can't explain to you entirely how that works. We have whiz kids upstairs in our office who are the technicians, the wizards, the trained people who can do this, but only when you follow such, I would say, scientific steps, you will be successful online. And this is something, no, I'm not using that anymore. Anyways, so I would say that this is it. Now you understand properly how online marketing works, at least a little bit, what has changed, what hasn't changed. If you wish to further engage, here is my business card. Oh no, I don't think that works anymore that well either. Well, send me a line, stefan@drinkme.ca. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon again. Thank you very much.